This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man. Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Derek Oakery, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, talking about those lines. Drink it in, everybody. Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid, you know what it is. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man. As we say it 3 times fast with a double-sided cornbread.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
And I got the one and only at Chops and the D here on the pod. Chops, we had a week off, football-wise. Everybody knows we come and do the pod once a week, multiple times, bonus shows, guests, whatever it may be. But our football team had the week off. We earned a week off, number 1 seed, got home field. All roads go through Detroit. You're back this week. We've got the Washington Commanders on the docket, and we're not looking past them. We're very hyped about this game, but if we were to win this game, there's big things on the horizon, which we may get to at the end of the show. I'm so excited, man. What a time to be a Lions fan. What a time to drink that Kool-Aid, double-sided cornbread, and just get so fired up and excited about what's going on. How you doing, buddy?
Oakery, last weekend, how nice was it to just go sit back, kick the feet up, and not have to stress about any kind of football, because you know what? It didn't matter who won games this weekend, because whoever did win or got the lowest seed was going to be coming into Ford Field to get pounded on by our Lions. How great was that, buddy?
Chops, if that thing you just cracked open, what might it taste like? I'm curious.
Oh, there's so many things that it tastes like. It tastes like victory. It tastes like a double-sided Kool-Aid. It might be a little, it might be an adult beverage kind of style too. Here or there. Maybe it's a little soda for the kids. It doesn't matter. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like Honolulu Blue victory.
Tastes like victory is what I was looking for. That's one of your classic phrases when we're out at the game. Drink it in, man.
That's only when we're handing out packets of Kool-Aid to opposing
yes.
team fans as they walk by, and I scream at them, "Tastes like victory."
Yes, I mean we gotta get them right.
There was no purple drink served this weekend, huh, Oakery? Nope, none of that purple drink for them.
No, not at all. It was nice to sit back. I mean, I gotta admit that there wasn't a big rooting interest, and I rarely do this on the show, but I actually have to admit you're kind of right, because the more the week kept going, I was kind of like, I'm looking at this going, I really don't think I'd mind Washington. I do love their quarterback. I do love Terry McLaurin, who we'll get to. But I'm looking at the rest of the team. I'm looking at some of these stats like you like to look at. I'm like, this is a nice juicy matchup. So we'll get to all that. But like I said, I did really. It was a carefree football weekend, just watching. Whoever wins. Bunch of bum quarterbacks, a bunch of blowout games. But sure enough, Washington gets the upset over Tampa Bay. They got to come to the Lions then. And Chops, I don't know if you know here on the pod, but we can't mess around, and there's no game to review. So we just got plenty of time to preview. And that's the divisional playoffs at Ford Field, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Oh, baby!
Oh, baby!
Like, it's gonna be something, man. I'm already fired up about it. We're recording here on a Tuesday night. The people will be hearing this on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, into the game day at their tailgates. I mean, it's a perfect time slot for our team to get back rolling, and Dan Freaky Campbell is super fired up about it.
Yeah, man, I feel like you brushed over that really quickly, but should we circle back to the whole Choppy was right situation with the way these games went?
Nope.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna hit me with that drop, but no, I got all my picks in the NFC hit, so I got that one right. I slipped up a little bit on that Chargers game, but overall, getting 7 of the 8 teams locked in for the playoffs for the next round was great. But and I think I texted this to you as I was watching some of these games. I'm like, Okri, none of these teams are even they're not even a thought in my head at this point. Like, nobody looked all that dominant or great in that first round in the NFC. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like, if it's going to be whoever it's going to be, it didn't matter. Like, we found out, I think, Sunday night that it was going to be Washington. So the Vikings-Rams game really didn't matter as far as our matchup goes. But, man, I know we're going to dive into it, but we are just riding high off of this great regular season, and it's not going to slow down for the playoffs, people. It is not.
Yeah, it's definitely not slowing down, Chops. Like, we're here. It's game week. We got the Commanders on the docket, so I know you want to spend another 10 minutes on why you were right and what you said, and I mean, I think me and everybody that's listening agrees with Dan Campbell.
I don't give a crap.
All right. All right. Let's get into this ball game. And like, you were ultra confident, like, oh, Command, that's the team I want. I'm not worried, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, to go, like, Tampa Bay is no Lions then. It's no Detroit by any means. Not even close. Their stupid cannon and their wimpy fans and their warm weather and whatever else they got going on over there. So it doesn't really impress me.
Don't forget Baker Mayfield.
That's right. Baker Mayfield, who I used to love and now I'm not as big of a fan of, and who was deemed not good on this show years ago.
I'm like, that's Baker Mayfield right there. Baker. Yeah. I just want to let you know. He sucks, okay? Yeah, there you go. Mark it down.
All right. It's been marked down, especially when you lose to the lowest seed at your house in the playoffs. But, I mean, everybody's talking about, like, oh, Jaden Daniels, he's a running quarterback. Like, they're hard to defend. Dan Freaky Campbell said, yeah, no bleep, no kidding. Like, they're all hard to deal with, but we're up for the challenge. Like, before we even get into the game, am I crazy that probably my top 3 things about our head coach is that he not only welcomes challenges, he absolutely loves them. He loves the bright lights. He's the ultimate alpha, and he's just like, he like cannot wait for any team, any player, any challenge to come at our house, on the road. It does not matter. So I absolutely loved everything he said up to this point. We're early in the week, but he's ready. The fans are ready. Like, I'm not worried about a running quarterback beating us in our house, but I'll give the kid credit. He's had a hell of a rookie year.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I think when we were doing our draft preview, all the work that we put in, I think you and I both had Jaden Daniels very high on that list. So I'm not going to take anything away from him. A fantastic rookie quarterback. He's got the dual threat there. But the only thing that's coming to my mind when we're talking about this game on Sunday is easy dub by the Detroit Lions, because we can go position by position, and I'm going to tell you, we're better than them in every single position, every single stat line. They got the worst defense of the teams, all the teams that made it into the playoffs. Of course, now still the worst defense of all the teams left in the playoffs. Like, bro, I ain't even sweating this game. Like, I don't want to tell you that, like, I already got all my plans for the NFC Championship game, Ford Field, Sunday. But yeah, I do.
Chops, I think this is what you were going for. You did try to imitate it, but just like a lot of your goofy drops, it's often imitated, never duplicated. Easy dub for the line. I think that's what you were going for, but I'll insert one of yours just for good measure.
Woo! Hashtag choppy liking.
There it is.
I want to hit you with this. So the quarterback's a good player. Like, he's young, he can move, he's smart. He's been a winner, which we know is like the key. I mean, that's something we love about boy Jared Goff, is he wins football games, whether he throws wobbly spirals, whether he throws the ball to the other team at times that just makes no sense. I mean, he's played great and he wins ball games. So hashtag choppy likey that all day. But I want to bring up this wide receiver who I don't need to tell everybody about all my fantasy teams, chop, but this was a guy that I took at the very end, last pick of rookie drafts in a few of my smaller RSO leagues, and his name is Terry McLaurin. Like, this guy had the ultimate character. He's super fast. He catches everything. And he's just been wasted because he had nobody that could throw him the football. And now that he has somebody good, he's absolutely balling out. Like I said, he's got elite speed. He's smart. He does everything right. The only thing he didn't do right is pick where he went to college.
Hey, listen, Ohio State sucks.
Ohio State is vanquished.
Exactly, again. But he's a guy I got circled, obviously. I love his game, always have. Had him on tons of teams, just waiting for him to get a guy that can throw it to him. Now that he does, he's out there making plays. So gotta be wary of what he's doing on Saturday night.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Go to Blinds.com for 40% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Terry McLaurin, he's good. I'm not gonna lie. 82 receptions, 1,095 yards, 13 tugs. Okay, you know what he isn't? He's no Amon-Ra. Okay, he isn't. He's not. Amon-Ra is better. Okay, and then you can't be a one-trick pony in the playoffs, Okri. Like, look at let's stick with the running back position. Their second running or wide receiver right now is, I don't know, Denami Brown. Like, come on, he's no hashtag JMO fast. Okay, tight end, like old man Zach Ertz. Really, he is nothing compared to the Laporta supporters. And don't even get me started on the great news that we received today. Washington's got Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. We've got Sonic and Knuckles. We got Jahmyr Gibbs. And then D-Money announced ready to go for Saturday night. Oh, baby.
I'll give you one on that.
Oh, baby.
Here's the thing, though. You said something about this guy, D-Money. Like, I don't even know that. Are you talking about the returning running back number 5 for the Detroit Lions, whose name is Demo? Faux show. Is that the guy you're talking about? Let's go.
He might get another scope.
I mean, I think that's who you're talking about. Then you mentioned this other guy. You call him Jahmyr Gibbs. If you want to give him his government, You need to call him by his full name, which has multiple words and inflections in it, and it's that he's not just Jameer Gibbs, he's a multi-dimensional, positionless. This is for you, random guy on Twitter. Wait for it. Elite weapon. That's who you're referencing, right? Demo and then that guy?
Yeah, of course, Oakley. I got to put those up on a tee for you to knock that softball out of the park there.
I know you have your stats in front of you, so I want to hit you with this one. Do you want to know who one of the worst run defenses is in all of football?
Oh, let the people know, Oakley. Tell them.
Chop, that would be the Washington Commanders. Do you want to know who's one of the better run teams in the National Football League that has multiple guys that can move, some that are elite, other ones that are running over people, faux show for another skull, let's go. You know, like, who would you guess might have a great run game that we might be talking about on this show?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the Detroit Lions.
Drink it in, man.
So that doesn't bear too well for the visitors. When your run defense can't stop a nosebleed. Our team can run over, run through, run around, run past, do whatever we want in the run game. That's a pretty big part of this football game that I see just jumping right out at me. What do you think?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge matchup. I know you jumped the gun on me and went right to the defensive side of the ball with Washington, but again, don't underestimate the fact that we have the best offensive line in the game. Yes, I know that we have Zeitler as questionable for this game, but even without Zeitler, man, like, those boys up front are ready to eat. Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, Frank Ragnasty, and Penny Sewell. Like, no one's messing with them. Like, they're going to open up holes all day on that already shoddy Washington run defense. So I envision a lot of scoring, a lot of running the ball, and then a lot of my boy, Jared Goff, throwing to wide open receivers all day long, because they're going to have to start cheating to try to stop that run.
You know who will be in if Zeitler was not able to play? Are you curious? You want to
know? Who would that be, Okri?
My boy, Christian Mahogany. The guy I was calling for in the second round, third round, late in the fourth round, fifth round. I was saying, how come we not get the guy in this? And then we get him, sixth, seventh round. Showed up after he got healthy, making some plays, showing that he's a nasty ball player out there. So I definitely want Zeitler to play, but my guy is coming into his own a little bit. Chops, like, how you feeling about our defense? We really balled out against Minnesota. Before that, we kind of couldn't cover coffee table. We were getting sliced, diced, roasted, toasted, and extra crispy, but our offense puts up 30 to 40 a game, so it didn't matter at times. Are you feeling good? Do we get it all fixed? Does Aaron Great have the potion? Or are you like, I don't know. I mean, again, I think we named off all the good offensive players, which is basically their quarterback, their outside guy, a bunch of ho-hum wide receivers, a couple bargain bin running backs that, are said to be good, but ain't that great, as we'd say on the show. So how's our defense going to do? Because I know we got some ballers out there, some injuries. You feeling good?
Well, let me ask you a question, Okri.
Okay.
This should be. I'm gonna put another softball right up here for you to knock out of the park.
Okay.
Who would you rather have on your football team, Justin Jefferson or Terry McLaurin?
Give me Mr. Jefferson, please. Even though I love Terry,
okay,
scary Terry.
That's right.
Except school he went
Justin
to.
Jefferson, much better wide receiver. Okay, what did we do to Justin Jefferson 2 weeks ago when all the chips were down and Minnesota needed to win this game to lock up the number one seed and get a bye week and not have to play for 2 weeks? What did we do to that guy?
Down to his knees, buddy.
That's exactly right. Amik Robertson put him down to his knees. Thank you, Beetlejuice. What do you think? He's not tough enough. What do you think that Amik Robertson and Terrion Arnold, who we still haven't come up with a great nickname yet, I'm still working on that. Well, maybe by the Super Bowl I'll have a good form. What do you think those two guys are going to do to Terry McLaurin?
I mean, they're probably going to do what they did the last game, which is put them on lockdown, which is absolutely just do amazing things thanks to Aaron Great Scheme and them just being DAWGs. Beetlejuice, you agree with that or what?
Yeah, I understand. I got it in my head, dude.
Thank you. Exactly. So I hope so. I just feel like, we had amazing defensive performance. Other games, not so much, but they really are hitting. These coaches are hitting on all cylinders. But speaking of coaches, Choppy, I want to transition quickly before we take our commercial break. Like, I got a little bit of a soft spot for Dan Quinn. Like, I feel like he's like our guy. I mean, yes, he's in his 50s and he wears a open-ended, cheap clearance rack NFL hat backwards with his glasses on, but other than that, he's a nasty culture builder dude that loves to blitz and is good at defensive calls and is a leader of men. Like, I kind of like this guy other than the weird hat look for a guy in his probably 50s or 60s.
Wait, hang on a second. The defensive coach guru who has the worst run defense in the league. You got a soft spot for that guy?
I mean, he's not calling, not the D coordinator. He's a head coach, and I think he's a much better head coach than some of these dweebs out there that think they can draw it up on the old grease board. But then whenever they talk, people are just reading books or whatever they're doing now in the league. So I just like him in certain elements. He also is very aggressive. He goes for it on fourth down, kind of like our guy. He doesn't seem scared of the moment. He's a positive guy. He's not a sky is falling like former regimes we've had here in Detroit. So there's just things I like about Dan Quinn. It's another. I'm trying to give them some kudos where I can because I don't see this game turning out too well for the Commanders. So I got to get a few things in that makes them sound like we're giving them a half chance. I mean, don't you think or no?
I think you know where I stand on that one, O'Grady. I'm not even going to give him a half a chance. I'm not going to give him a quarter a chance. I'm not going to give him any chance. But I will say that Dan Quinn is a fine coach. 12-5. That's a nice season for a team that was, not too good. Pretty bad last year. So I don't hate Dan Quinn, but you know what he isn't? He's no Dan freaking Campbell. He doesn't have to walk around with a wheelbarrow to carry his stones around across the field, okay? Like, he's no Dan Gamble. And with Dan freaking Campbell, Aaron Great, and Ben Genius on the sidelines on Saturday night, no one is going to stand a chance against our coaching squad.
I like it, Choppy. You're bringing your A game today. Some days you put me to sleep. Today you got your gimmicks, you got your catchphrases, you had a couple good takes there. You kept up with me, so I'm proud of you, buddy. But we got so much more to get into. Yes.
Hang on, man. I haven't even given the people the signature. Woo!
Very, very well done. We have our sound levels perfect. You're bringing it back. I mean, it's almost as good as the drop. I know you like to do the live version, but that is the ultimate classic. Well done, my friend. And like you say, we got to get our great sponsors in here because people know as the show blows up, thanks to the millions and millions, thanks to the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
I mean, we got the millions and millions listening, so we're getting all these sponsors left, right, and center. I got to load the show up with multiple sponsor breaks because everyone wants to be on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, along with these guests that we're going to have and some other exciting things down the road. TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope you tune in every week. You better. But let's get our sponsors in, come back. We still got more to talk about this game. We got more hype. We got more Kool-Aid to dish out, more cornbread. We've got even things we may or may not look past this game into what may happen in the future to kind of get people all excited. I mean, so much to do, man. I think we can get those sponsors in and come back and just keep serving it up.
What else is there to say other than drink it in, man?
Everybody, we'll be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. In 3, 2, 1. Kool-Aid drinkers are back. Thank you so much for listening to the show, sharing the show, checking out the show, listening to those great sponsors. This is normally where we shout out the millions and millions, the people, the great listeners, but we got big news here on the pod. Again, you guys know we're busy people. We love coming on here, talking ball, doing gimmicks, having fun, but I'm going to let Chop just break this. This is breaking news. No, we don't have a dropper sounder for that, but we don't need one. But this is exciting for the show. Chops, what do we got?
Oh, Okri, you're going to let me share the news that next
big.
Right, this is big. Next week, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, we have special guest at Go Blue Lexi 117. Lexi Go Blue is going to be joining the Detroit Koolaid Cast right here next week after this easy dub against the Commanders. Oh, baby. How exciting is that, Okri?
Chops, that's so big. She's such a great personality, fan, just everything in between. And like, if we're gonna like celebrate her with a drop or a sound of some sort, I think there's only one thing that we could use.
I like it.
The one and only at Go Blue Lexi 117, repping the national champions, the Michigan Wolverines, as well as drinking that Detroit Kool-Aid with double-sided cornbread. She's got takes. She's got opinions. She'll be funny. We cannot wait to just chop it up, talk ball. We'll teach her a few of the gimmicks. We'll promote whatever she wants. We'll agree with her on everything. And we know that hopefully she treats us nice, but if you hit her up on Twitter and you're not a Michigan fan, or you say some boola boola, as Chops would say, be ready because she's coming. So I think that's gonna be real fun.
I love it. Lexi has no problem going after the people on the Twitterverse, and I am here for it because, like you said, Okri, if you don't like Michigan, if you got a problem with Sherrone Moore or anything hashtag Go Blue, she's gonna come at you. And she's going to keep the receipts. She keeps receipts for years, my friends. Like, I love it. It's such a great follow. If you don't follow her on the Twitterverse, what in the heck are you doing, people? You got to follow at Go Blue Lexi 117. And I am just pumped to talk about Lions football with Lexi next week on the Detroit Koolaid Cast.
That is going to be awesome, man. We're dipping our toe a little bit more. Like, we got a few things out to some other guests, and we still want to, like, have our show where it's me and Chops just doing what we do. I still have the Okri solos. Maybe every blue moon we'll get an actual choppy solo show where I can take a half a break, but that never happens. That's not going to get done. But we know that we're going to dabble in all these different things, but having a few guests this off season, I'm sure we'll get into the old bag of gimmicks, the topic bars, and get some different things rolling. Dollars Make Sense, draft shows, all that goodness. But what a great guest to kick that off with and talk ball and laugh and just have a fun time here on the show. It's going to be really good. So shout out, Lexi. Really appreciate you doing it. And all the other people we reached out to, everybody was so cool. Like, oh man, love to come on. Like, that's going to be fun. Let's get it scheduled. And that's our challenge, is trying to get it scheduled, because Chop's traveling all over the country. I got a million things going on. But whenever we sit down and hit that big red button that says record, we just have a blast here on the show. So looking forward to that. And Chops, I'm looking forward to Saturday night, 8 p.m. The Commanders are coming to town, and I think you said it well earlier, but I think there's somebody that, I don't know, I mean, you said it just a little bit better than you did, but I get the sentiment, and I think that we all can agree. Easy dub for the line. I think that's what we're looking forward to. But here's what I got to start you off with, because I know you're all like, oh, we're going to score 30. Oh, we're going to do this. And I already got my Super Bowl tickets. Like, one game at a time. Let's get this dub. Let's get the den rolling. I feel like the crowd's going to be key. We already talked about the run game. Your boy better be playing well at quarterback. Like, take care of business on Saturday, and then we can have fun next week with Lexi. We can talk about the game we'll be at, which is the NFC Championship. And then I'm not even going to go there yet. We'll end the show with some hype about what if or when or how and what happens after Saturday 8 p.m. goes down at Ford Field.
Oakery, listen. I think we're okay to just hype up the people and get excited here about this easy dub. I can't say it as good as the drop, so I'm just going to say easy dub in my plain old choppy voice, because the Commanders are 5-3 on the road this year. I mean, their defense is suspect, or maybe like sus, as the kids like to say nowadays. Like, points allowed per game, like they're in the bottom half of the league. Like, they're just okay. I don't even know how else to say this other than like, we're gonna steamroll these guys. Like, it's not gonna be. You're right, Oakery. I'm already looking at the NFC Championship game against opponent TBD. I think it's going to be the Eagles, and that's going to be another win. Like, I'm already thinking about punching my ticket to New Orleans to head down for the Super Bowl. I'm making calls. I'm finding out places to stay. Like, I may or may not be booking flights. I may not be talking to corporate Marriott about getting me a nice little villa down there. Like, come on, people. We're going to the Super Bowl, and it starts on Saturday night with this brush-by win of the Washington Commanders.
Did this big jabroni say...
Did you really just say all that, Choppy? Did you really just go there?
I did, Oakery, because I am flying high, baby. I am the Dan freaking Campbell gif, and it's his hand moving from the lower right to the upper left, and it's just going and going and going. Let's just sweep away these Commanders, these Washington. I don't even know. They can't keep their name straight. They got a name. They want a name. They got a new name. They want it back. Your boy, Dan Quinn, whatever. Jaden, Dan, nothing on this team scares me. Nothing. This is the Detroit Koolaid Cast. The hashtag golf train is going to be rolling, and all the weapons we got are going to be ready to go. Aaron Great is going to have this defense blitzing. I think, you know what? We haven't even gotten into what Kirby Joseph, the ball hawk, is ready to throw off some errant passes from your boy Jaden, and it's just going to be a total nightmare for the Washington. They may put up some points, but it's going to be nothing compared to what the Lions do on Saturday night.
So basically, you're telling me the former Washington football team, a.k.a. the Commanders, you're saying they're like a laughing stock or something? Is that what you would do if it was hashtag choppy haha?
That's exactly what I'm doing to anybody who picks the Washington Commanders on Saturday night. That's that laugh right there. I don't even know if I can give you that was a genuine that you were Johnny on the spot with that recording. I can't remember what we were talking about when you locked that one down, but that was great. I can't even duplicate that. It's so good.
Chops, did you also say something about your boy Jared Goff and some type of train?
I may have said something about the hashtag golf train. Why? You got another drop for me? There it is. There it is.
All aboard. Let's limit turnovers. Let's make plays. Let's, get it done there, JG16. I mean, you talked about some of our weapons. You also brought up multiple defenders there in that last diatribe rant. You missed one, and his name's my boy, Brian Branch. I mean, it's my boy. You know that. Everybody knows that. I was calling for him while you were out on some cruise ship in the Caribbean. Oh, yeah, okay, I agree. Brian Branch, stake him. What a pick, what a ball player that guy is. I mean, I feel like we're going to get some turnovers. I don't know if you've ever heard it on this show, Chops, but I've been known to mention that whoever wins the turnover battle wins football games, and then that's proven right time and time and time again. I feel like we're going to win the turnover battle thanks to Kerbo, my boy, Brian Branch, as well as, how about let's get Terrion Arnold. He didn't have to get a pick, but I just want his hands on a football. I want a real good PBU. If he gets a fumble strip or a pick, that would be even better. And how about you apologize to Zadarius Smith? I mean, we can't get an apology from the great Natalie Sparbeck to Jake Bates, who she ran out of town in July because he missed a couple field goals in a random practice at 2 p.m. But you need to apologize to Zadarius Smith. I told you how great Roscoe is, what a great player, what a great dude he was, how perfect of a fit. He's the Rasheed Wallace of this football team, and you came on and told me he was good 5 years ago, and you weren't sure, and TBD if you ask me. We'll see. I hope he plays well. You did some stupid gimmick like that. Guys getting after quarterbacks, making plays. I mean, what do you got to say for yourself?
Look, Zadarius Smith has been a nice addition. He's no Hutch. But look, I don't hate on the guy. He's been. I know you have all the comparisons with him and Sheed. Because again, it's the way they both came into town in a great season. But look, Zadarius Smith is just fine by me. I'm curious about how blitz happy we're going to be with this defensive line with Levi Onwuzurike, DJ Reader, Josh Pascal, and maybe even see a little bit of a blitz happiness coming in from the secondary too. But maybe if he can get in on Jane Daniels. But look, that D line is going to have to work to contain Jaden because he can scramble, but I think he's going to make some rookie decisions, some bad decisions, period point blank bad decisions, and we're going to have the ball hawks out there that are ready to capitalize on it.
I think this is what you're going for.
It's a bad decision. Period point blank. It was one of the dumbest decisions I ever made.
I think Mr. Daniels will make a couple of those in the football game. I mean, you hit on my boy Big Denim. Levi getting after the quarterback where we thought he would be working at the bowling alley about a year ago. That's been nice to see. I mean, we got guys coming on. I mean, you didn't apologize, which I'm disappointed about. You should have, because you did disparage my guy. He's been playing well. Yes, we'd love to have Hutch. I think we have enough to get it done. Choppy, I think we've made fun of the Commanders enough. We've hyped up the Lions enough. We know the people will be ready to roll in the den, Ford Field, lubed up, excited. Can't hear yourself thinking there, what do you got to score for this ball game? I mean, this is normally where you throw out some hyperbole and, talk about how many touchdowns your quarterback's going to throw and you go crazy. So I'll go ahead and let you do it. And I actually don't even have a score on my brain or in front of me, but by the time you're done, I'll have something for the people.
I like it. And hey, before we get that score prediction, Okri, I think you hit another big point that we haven't talked about yet is Ford Field is going to be rocking, okay? Ford Field was rocking last year. Ford Field was rocking all this regular season. Ford Field was absolutely just screaming last year in the playoffs in the first and the second round. This is going to be crazy, people. Jane Daniels is going to be in there. He ain't going to be able to think about nothing. He ain't going to hear anything. They're going to cause multiple false starts. It's going to be the ultimate 12th man. the Ford Field faithful, the further down the, forward down the field, the Honolulu Blue. You know the Kool-Aid's going to be flowing. You know the tailgates are going to go up ahead of time. It's an 8 o'clock game. People are going to have plenty of time to get down there to have their food, to have their drinks, to have their spiked Kool-Aid. They're going to be rocking. They're going to be rolling. Jaden's going to be looking around because he doesn't know. He thinks it's going to be this. Snap count's going to be all messed up. He's not going to be able to audible. It's going to be fantastic. Don't underestimate the Den and the impact that the Den has and the people have on this game. It is going to be so impactful, Oakery. I'm not even going to let you cut in. It's going to be so impactful. The Lions are going to win this game. Oh, baby. Are you ready for this? We're dropping another 40 burger in the playoffs. Lions victory 42-27. Lions.
Woo! Hashtag choppy liking.
Oh, the hashtag choppy
Those are the drops,
mix.
people. Those are the drops.
Hashtag choppy mix. Unbelievable score prediction. All that stuff you said about the crowd, I kind of said multiple times previously in the show, but we can't hype up the crowd enough. They're always on their game. It's going to be crazy. I just see this as a very lopsided game when you really dig into the details. Yes, I like the quarterback. Yes, they got a couple things here or there, but not very afraid. I'm trying to be a humble beast and say, take care of business, respect, go in and handle what you got to handle, but I see this being 31 for the Lions, and Jaden Daniels and company are going to put up, as I always say, maybe a late score, but I'm going to give myself a comfortable 10-point dub, so give me 31-21. Easy dub for the Lions. That was the live version, by the way.
I like it. Oakery, I couldn't agree more. It's going to be a great game. And, folks, we are 1 week closer, I think, to being able to hit the drop and say, we're going to unleash Hush at the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that, Choppy, but when he is, you'll hear that music when he's getting after quarterbacks, but here's what I want to end with for the people. I want to get them hyped because, yes, we have a game on Saturday. No, I'm not looking past it. Chops definitely is. But if and when we win that football game, Chops, the Detroit Lions, our Detroit Lions, are going to have the NFC Championship game in Ford Field. It'll probably be the late game on Sunday with a chance to go to the Super Bowl, which, by the way, is in New Orleans, where Dan frickin' Campbell used to coach, Aaron Glenn used to coach. So many ties, so many things mixing in from the old people that want to tell you, oh, but we lost to Washington 40 years. Oh, but we had a bad game against Philly way back in the... None of that matters. These are the brand new Lions. This is a time that our grandpappies and our uncles and our brothers and our grandpa's grandpa never saw in their whole life. And here it is right in front of us for our football team in Detroit to go to the biggest game in all of sports. And that NFC Championship game is going to be like our Super Bowl because it's in our house. The people are going to be going crazy. There's no price you wouldn't pay to be in that building. Me and you will be there. And it's going to be one of the most incredible experiences of all time. So I know we'll talk more about that with Lexi and company. But Chops, I know you got something for the people to get them hyped, talk your boola boola, tell them what's going to happen. I think you do some other hashtag that when you say stuff that you think is going to come correct. But I just want the Lions to take care of business on Saturday because I can't even wrap my head around how big the following week would be, and then what if / when we win that football game and me and you are in the stands and we know that we're going to the Super Bowl. Unfreaking believable. Let's go.
Okay, it's going to be fantastic. Next week, we're going to be talking about an easy dub by the Lions against the Commanders with our girl, Lexi Go Blue. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And then, for like you said, we're going to be ready to start setting up the tailgate party. We're going to be at the NFC Championship game. And Ogre, what a feeling to be hosting the game at Ford Field that gets you on to the Super Bowl. Like, it's going to be so good. You think Ford Field has been rocking these last 3 playoff games, including this upcoming one. What is Ford Field going to be like when we are hosting some jabroni team from some jabroni town, some wannabe nobody, facing the Kings in the North and their den to go to the Super Bowl, baby. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be there. We're going to be talking about it. You can join us every week on the Koolaid Cast. We're going to be serving cornbread. We're going to be giving you Kool-Aid. We're going to be slamming drinks. We're going to be talking to Lexi Go Blue next week. And we're going to be talking about our lives, just winning and going on to the next round. Mark it, people.
Everybody, hashtag market. That's what we got. And we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Hashtag what Choppy said.
Woo! Hashtag choppy liking.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions.
Drink it in, man.